Here we're going to do some single rope ascending. There are a lot of reasons why we might do a single rope ascend. We might be going up to pull a climber off a climb. We'll talk about blade takeovers and climber pickoffs in another lesson. We might be going up to free a stuck rope. We might be going up to do a leader rescue. So this single rope ascension is a great skill to practice outside. So that's why I came out in my backyard. You'll see my kids have all kinds of fun stuff in the backyard here. So this is a great thing to do if you can find a tree, get a rope up in a tree, and practice this. Now, an assisted braking device like a Gree is really your tool of choice for this. Makes your job a lot easier. And what you're going to do is with your single rope fixed up in the tree, tied off or anchored, just put on your Gree like you would if you're going to normally belay somebody. Okay? And so here, I've kind of a skinny rope, okay? But one that certainly works with this Gree Plus that I have. So now my goal here is first, when we begin this, just to be in the habit of putting in a cat knot, okay, as I set this up. Because in the real world, if I have a climber up there and I'm on belay, I want to have that secured first so I can go hands free. And then I'm going to need a couple of things. I'm going to need a foot loop, okay, and a friction hitch. So here, a double length sling and a friction hitch are really key. Now, depending on how tall you are, you might be able to do it with just a double length sling. For me, I know I need a friction hitch up on top first. And here I've got some options. I need to tie a friction hitch that will hold the rope. Now, depending on the diameter of the rope, as well as maybe how new it is or how old it is, will really affect like what kind of friction hitch will hold for you. An auto block usually doesn't provide enough bite. It is pretty prone to slipping. It's one of the least secure friction hitches that we can use. It's great for backing up a rappel, for example, but maybe not great for this. So hence there, I just tied a Klemheist. And I know for my height, I can put a double length sling on here. Okay, and I don't need to lock that locking carabiner, by the way. And then I can use this double length sling, and for me that's a pretty good height for my foot loop here that I'm going to use to help climb up the rope. On the bottom of my foot loop, I can just step into it if I want. I can also girth hitch the bottom of the loop if I'd like, and so I can go like this. That just helps hold it in place. Okay. I tend to not go that method just because you have to put that girth hitch on first. And instead, I typically do a little slip hitch at the bottom. So I just tie a little slip hitch here in the bottom, step into that. And I like that method because then I can put this foot loop on there and then tie the slip hitch later. So now I'm ready to ascend. I'm going to slide this up the rope and self-belay myself up. Here I am in my apple tree. So there I am climbing the rope. And so the goal here is I want to get that foot underneath me when I step up on it. Oh, get a little slippage there with my friction hitch. This is kind of a skinny rope. I've got an 8.9 here. Now, so there you can see I get my foot underneath me as I step up onto it. Something else I can do here if I want. This doesn't add any mechanical advantage, but sometimes it can make things feel better on your elbow and shoulders, is I can redirect it up on that friction hitch. And that can feel sometimes a little bit more natural for people. Instead of pulling rope up through the Gree, they're pulling it down through that redirect. Now, as I ascend up, I need to be placing backup knots, these catastrophe knots. I need to do so every 2 meters, or about 6 feet. Or one body length is how you can think of that. When I get to the top, I can take this down. I still have a catastrophe knot in there within 6 feet. If I had multiple catastrophe knots in, I could try to show you what this looks like. This one is certainly within an acceptable distance. I'll tie one up close here, and then let's say I had some more on the rope down here. When I get ready to go down, one kind of nice little trick to this is I have these backup knots in my gree-gree. My gree-gree is not hands-free, so those backup knots are pretty key, those catastrophe knots. So I could take them out as I go down, or I can leave the last one in, pull up my rope, and pull the others out. And then when I'm ready to keep my hand on the rope, I pull the last catastrophe knot out and descend. So there's a single rope ascension using an assisted braking device.